Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the farm here. We got a couple of chores to take care of first before we attack today's agenda. First off, I want to get this guy with the weeder hookup. I'm still using him. He's mainly used for the weeder now, so it's a nice little job for him. He handles it just fine. Go ahead and hire that worker, and away he goes. This is the biggest weeder that's in the game. There is another one. I think it's not as wide, but it includes fertilizer. But since this counts as fertilizing, I don't know if you guys can tell the difference here between the field over here on the left-hand side. One's darker, one's not. So this does count as a fertilization step. So really cheap, really easy thing to do. You don't have to have liquid or dry fertilizer or anything like that. Now this weeder is a freebie on the map. It's actually right over there in the distance on the other side of that grain elevator. It's over in the trees, way over there by the mountain, or by the hillside way over on the other side there. So this is a freebie. It's can be found over there in that area. Let me bring up the mini-map. Let's see, by field 37, field 38, somewhere in that area to the right of those, right along the edge of the map. That's where you will find this little thing. So, well worth picking up, well worth keeping, and yeah, I like it. I'm happy with it. Just let me get out of his way, let him go back to work. This is one of the two fields I picked up on the last video here. The other one is right over here, field 36. Right now I've got rice on that one. Field 34 here has corn, and I forget what I put on 35. Rye. I'm gonna put rye over there. I just, what the hell? Why not just grow something? Okay, so another thing to do here on today's agenda. Let me find my truck. There it is. I need fuel. Now, I do not have any more fuel over here because I took what was out of there, 4,700 liters, and put it into my fuel tanks over there because, well, I'm going to need fuel here. Look at my truck, 186 liters left. So, that means I have to go to the only other place that currently has fuel. Shell. I'm going to have to purchase fuel. It's going to be expensive. I've made a whole crap load of money already, and I continue to spend it as soon as I get it. I did sell off the calcium carbonate overnight. It went on sale, or went in high demand, $3,600 at Dawson's, which is where I was going to sell it anyway, so it was like perfect timing. Made a boatload of money off of that, bought some stuff, and the fields were a part of that too eventually. Let's see, what else did I do here? Sold off the lime and the limestone. So I've made a few purchases here equipment-wise. You're going to see some of them here coming up in a moment as I pull in here. Now, shell takes a lot. It is something you can buy. Let's see. Is this going to be picky in which way I pull in here? It might be. I am trying to fill the tool. There we go, start filling. So it's going to be picky which way you can pull in. Keep that in mind. Oh, it's going to be expensive. Oh. I think I might just call it quits right there. $44,000. And I got 20,000 liters. Oofta. That's why I don't want to buy there. You can go and drop off your crops there. They low cut you, they low ball you on the prices, so I don't even bother with that. Shell is basically a place where I avoid as much as I can unless I absolutely have to go there. So we'll take a quick look over here at the seed production, see how we're doing. We're going to need seed here soon, 6,500 left, but that's why I'm growing rice. We got 13,000 left on the lime, and we have 23,000 seeds produced so far. Very good, very nice. Oh, what about over here at the liquid? Oh, we need fertilizer over here. So we got 12,000 on the water, 23,000 liquid fertilizer. Very beautiful. Still need silt. Ran out of that finally. We're good on digestate, and we've only got 1,700 fertilizer. So a silt run is going to be needed here, which is going to tie in beautifully with the equipment and what I'm doing today, with what I've gone shopping with. I've got a couple different trucks as well, which I have not used before in the single player or on multiplayer, so I think you guys might like what you see. But first, we need to go over to stone processing. I am out of stone. I went to go pick it up, and there's no boulders. There's nothing on the ground, so that means the stone processing plant is out of fuel. So now I have to run over there, add fuel to the thing, so that way the boulders start getting pooped out the side of the wall, and we can continue picking them up, dropping them off, getting gypsum carbonates and all that other fun stuff. That is such a, beautiful thing to sell. It'd be nice if this place took coal as well, but it doesn't. Now the train also is loaded up. I don't know if you guys can see that down in the glance, down in the lower left-hand side there. So it's got 120,000 of stone total on the train, or maybe that's both. No, that should be both. Yeah, I've got 2 cars full of. Oh, the railroad crossing's blocked. Move the damn train already. Jackass. Who the hell parked that right there? There's a crossing. Yeah, those 2 cars on the backside are all full of stone. I'm leaving it there for gravel. You can drop off gravel here. I'll show you where you get gravel. Well, we've already seen where you get gravel. We drive by it all the time when I go get those boulders. Alright, time to offload. Yes, maybe? There it is. Out of fuel. So now it will start producing stone. Yes. Now I'll jump up to the flatbed that I left up here. We have little boulders pooping out. Yes, there's one. Okay, good. Excellent. So let's get on with what I have planned for today. Are you guys ready? You ready? Boom! Ha ha ha. Yeah, buddy. I think that looks like a good screenshot right around there. There we go. The Volvo L220H. Big ass dozer with a big ass bucket on the front. The bucket is a little cheaty on the price wise. It's only like $4,500. The dozer is $225 or $250. Let's take a quick look. It's under wheel loaders. There it is. $4,500 for the universal lightweight bucket that holds 30,500. And then here is the Volvo L220H for $275,000. 1,500 horsepower. Now that's a little messed up. Only $10 a day for maintenance. Yeah, no. So hooked up to that with the LX Specialized. Checked. Make sure you guys check the last video. I did put a link in the description there for that one because a lot of guys were asking about it. So I said, okay, I'll find it. Put a link in there. There you go, guys. And hooked up to that, though, is the CAT CT660 truck. Not a bad performing truck here so far. Now, what I'm going to be dumping everything into is hooked up to this Kenworth right here. the Kenworth T600. Nice little setup here on the mods. Multiple engine choices. You got your wheel choices too. He went a little overboard on some of the stuff, like, yeah, that. I'm a little surprised that's red. But inside, it is not a very bad truck. You do have different choices of engines as well, so I've got a Cummins ISX 15 in here, but there is the Pat car as well as a Cat C15 to choose from. I also picked up the, let's see, Quaco tanker here. This is one of 3 tankers that are available with this little mod pack here. You can use one for water, there's another one for fuel, and the other one is for I want to say digestate, but that's not it, but let's take a look. It was for manure, I think, or slurry. Yeah, there we go. There she is. See, that makes me think digestate. Could be wrong. But anyway, that is part of that pack there. So my plan here is these 2 trucks are going to be married together. That's it. They're never going to leave each other's side unless one is going to make a delivery somewhere else. So let me get this guy in to follow me. 30 should be enough. We'll see how well this works. I don't think this Volvo likes being on the back. It's already slid off once on its own. And I don't think fastening belts is going to make a damn bit of difference. Why is he not following? There he goes. I wonder if he was linked up to the dozer and not the truck. Yeah, since he's not trying to get any closer, I get the feeling he's linked up to the dozer. Let's try this again. Nope, he's still not going to follow. Let me try this. Trick him. I'm gonna trick him. There we go. Did that get it? Yep. Excellent. One other way around that is just have him already set to follow even before you hook up to the dozer here with the trailer. Alright, what is the best way into this place? I'm gonna try going this way. Really don't know what's causing this trailer to bob and weave all over the place. It could be the Volvo here. Oh, slow down. Could be the truck. I mean, since this is the first time I've used this truck. Come on. What is the deal here now? Those are slid off a little bit, that's why. Well, we're basically here anyway. So let's get him out of the way. Let's get him waiting. No idea how this is going to work. I have not used this dozer or this bucket. I think I'll leave the truck on the ground. Tarp's still on. Damn it. $70,000. I'm gonna have to fill this thing up 3 times. Oh. Now this is what was being suggested I use over at Cogent. And I was just like, I don't know about that. Now, I don't think there's really a spot to start digging. You know, you just go along and... Damn it all. Spilled some on the ground. real bouncy, real floaty. But just like that, already full. Now luckily I'm not that far away from PJevs. This is basically on the other side of the tracks here. So I just gotta go up and over. Good. And there we are. Hit the brakes, hit the brakes. Now normally you could drop it right off over there at the silos. One of those silos is for goods. It says PJevs is right up the hill here. There's the train over at Dawson's right there. This guy's always wandering around. He's just there. Nothing can be done about it. It's going through the door again. I don't like that one. There we go. Beautiful. Now, once this starts being produced, this little spot right here is going to have a little box that says gold show up, and that's where you're going to have to buy that 66 Chevy, because it's the only one that can, you know, pick up the gold. So you're kind of SOL, you have to do that. I did drop off a little water spout right there, so that way I don't have to drive all over the place to go get water. That's a free water spout. It's also a mod. It looks like it's, you know, part of the game. It's a nicely well put mod. It doesn't cost you anything to get water, unlike the hydrants. So definitely worth looking into. Now I have heard of guys that, you know, if they're working somewhere close to a rail line, whether it's the silt or here at the sand or whatever, they will set up conveyor belts and load the train cars with that product right there instead of transporting it back and forth. My experience with that has not been good. I already found that dry cedar, or dry fertilizer, that is. Spreader right there. But my experience with that has not been good. It just hasn't worked out as well for me. You know, maybe I'm missing something. I don't know, but I know others have done it and, you know, have fared pretty well. So, you know, hey, great for them. But for me, I could do it. This works. Works just fine. Alright, well, I'm not going to bore you guys with the back and forth here with the sand pit, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the loads here that I need to do for sand to get up to 20,000 or 200,000, which I'm going to wait until I do this one here and check in with you guys. Well, let's see. This should be 140. One more should take care of it. Maybe I won't take. Maybe I'll just fast forward a little bit. Yeah, I'll do that. So be right back. Yep, it's going to take 200,000. Just past 50. Now, with building here, guys, make sure that you leave one item out. So, gravel, stone, sand, water. I'm going to do one of those last because, and I don't think it's an issue here, but free-to-lay, for example, could be an issue. If you guys, in some places, for some reason, I don't know, who to blame or whatever. I'm not going to be pointing fingers. But when you guys go to build some of these factories, the drop-off spots end up getting covered up by buildings or construction equipment or whatever, and then you're not able to finish putting product in. There was a forum post on the Pleasant Valley forum. The guy was saying he was, I'm sorry, it was during a live stream, and he says, hey, I think he said he was building Dole. He says, I got everything else up to 100% except for, like, I don't know, drywall or whatever, and that was at 85, and now I can't get to it. It's blocked. The trip point is covered up, and so Dave basically said, well, you're kind of SOL, buddy. That's just the way it is for some odd reason, and it's unfortunate. But, oh, there we go. There we go. Come on. Stop being a dumbass. He said you're basically SOL. One way out of that is, I think it was the vehicles XML file. You basically have to go into the files and clear out or change the value of what is in there. So you're going to go into that file and it's going to say, hey, there's only 185,000 of this and such and such. So basically you have to go in there and say, nope, there's actually 200,000, whatever it needs. And then that's it. And then you don't have to worry about putting more product in there. So it's unfortunate. In my opinion, it's actually poor planning. Whoever made all that stuff, it's kind of shady. Someone didn't, plan ahead, but that's why it's always a good idea, and to, regardless of the factory, wait. Do everything else 100%. And so maybe that's what I'll do here with PJevs, and I'll do everything to 100% except for water. And then I will bring all of the final product, 100% of it, over all at once, as fast as I can. So, whether it's, for you guys, if it's drywall or whatever it's going to be, make sure you have 100% of what you need first. And most likely it's going to be 200,000 or 150,000. So, you'll probably be able to figure that out within the first truckload or two. how much you're going to need. But just be sure. Make sure you have 200,000 of said product on hand. Then it's just a race against time. Get as much as you can over to it as fast as you can. No screwing around. No, oh, hey, my guy stopped harvesting over here. I'm going to go get him. You know, none of that. Get it done, and that way you don't have to worry about it. And I think we're done with sand. It's a little tricky getting this thing on here. Nope, I'm gonna have to pass. Really? Now you want to tip to the other side. See what I mean about this thing being a pain in the ass? I might just end up saying screw it and having to just drive the damn thing, because this is going to really piss me off real quick. Totally just glitching through this trailer. Finally. Alright, let me jump into that guy, and then I can dump off the sand real quick and come back. I'm gonna have about 10,000 left over, so I think I'll just dump that off at the railroad. Now, it'll automatically stop when it hits its max level. There we go. Now to dump off the other 999. Goods drop off. Alright, let's go for gravel now. Alright, round 2. Yeah, better go that way. Ain't no bobbing and weaving this time. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator, everyone. That's what this is going to turn into here in a little bit if I keep this up. I don't want to overdo it on the corners and risk this thing shifting and sliding on me. But now we're in the home stretch. There aren't there many options for this CT truck though. I'll tell you what, the steering is really loose. I'm going almost a full hour on a wheel here before it actually registers anything. Wow. Try the keyboard here. A little bit better, but if the wheel's pointing straight up at noon, at 12 o'clock, I have to go to like to 11, almost 10, in order for it to finally register to turn left. Alright, true test, and I had to mute the mic and I sneezed as I was pulling in here too. Perfect timing. There's the gravel pit. And he's almost parked in a perfect spot over there, too. So it looked like lifting the front wheels up a little bit really helps keep that thing locked down in position. So if you guys are hauling this thing around, maybe give that a shot if you are handling that wobbling issue. Now, just like if you guys noticed in the silt, and you probably saw over in the sand, driving all over that stuff is just going to end up spreading out even more. So I try to avoid doing that as much as I can. Now, fortunately, here with the gravel, I am closer to a drop-off point than I am with the sand. So I'm going to take this right over to the quarry and drop it off in the same spot I was dropping off coal and stone and everything else. I don't even really need to push, it just fills itself up, basically. Oh, come on. There we go. That doesn't happen with the stock trucks. It just stays level and flies off. So I'm going to have to remember to get a good head of steam going into that so I don't get hung up on the landing gear there. Now I'm going to take 3 loads of gravel over here and drop them off. Like I was saying, you can just drop them off right over here at the silo. That way the train can go ahead and just pick it up and take it. And fortunately, I don't have to go far for any of this stuff. I can drop all this off right here. The train can pick it up and just go up the hill a little bit, drop it off there. And then all I gotta do is take the dump and bring it all the way over to the other side there where PJevs is and just run back and forth. So, saves a lot of time going back and forth across the map multiple times. Or having huge, you know, trailer trains like Mobius has over on our server. He's got 5 tippers all tied together. That's just insane. Last time I checked, this map isn't based out of Australia. But I gotta give Mobius some props here. He found the dozer and the bucket, if I remember correctly, so that's a good find for him. Because we were looking at different things and, you know, excavators and stuff like that. Just trying to increase, you know, instead of being stuck at 6,000. I mean, I don't mind the 6,000 capacity of a regular wheel loader. But, you know, in the interest in saving time, alright. You know, I can live with something like this. I mean, it is real world stuff. I mean, maybe not this bucket, but, you know, as long as it's still a little more true to the real world setting, I can live with it, but... Now, once I'm done with all this and I have everything set up over at PJevs, it's going to be back over to the pond, to the swamp for the silt, and get that picked up, do a couple trailers of that, and dump that off at the fertilizer plant. Oh, I was worried about that. Completely off the ground. Trying to work it backwards a little bit. There we go. There is a softer ramp right over here, where it's not so much of a hard edge. Come on. A little too hot. Alright, with that, offloading. Come on, run. But I'm not going to tab through all these vehicles just to get back to the train that's sitting right there. Gravel, 1,400. I'm only going to be able to get 120,000 on here, so I put the rest in that. Go back, top them off, and I will end up driving that over there to finish off what I need for gravel over there. And I think that is going to be that. Yep, I think I'm going to end up wrapping this up here, and then we will continue over at PJevs, where I run everything from that elevator to PJevs, get that going, get water over to it, and then off to the races it goes. So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys back here on the next time to finish off PJevs and start making some cement. Take it easy.